If there were no guns, there would be no gun violence. It seems simple to me. Richard Dean Anderson is known for being smart, inventive, and a hero who didn't need weapons. He became a beloved figure on TV for his role as Angus MacGyver, a character who inspired many people around the world. But was his life really just one success after another? There are rumors and false stories about him, things that sound too good to be true. Behind the heroic image of Richard Dean Anderson, there is a man who has endured loss, pressure, and tough choices. Each classic episode of MacGyver or Stargate SG Stone includes sacrifices that most people can't understand. The long hours on set, physical injuries, and the stress of fame have deeply affected him both physically and emotionally. At one point in his career, he had to choose between staying at the height of his fame or leaving it all behind for a life focused on love. So, Richard Dean Anderson chose to focus on his family, a choice that many might find difficult. What inspired a star like him, who was at the peak of his fame, to leave Hollywood and live a simpler life? Join us as we explore the emotional journey of Richard Dean Anderson. His story goes beyond being a famous TV actor. It shows his dedication, sacrifices, and love for his family. This will help you view him not just as a talented actor, but as a wonderful person. He was born on January 23, 1950, in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Anderson grew up in a family that valued tradition. His father, Stuart J. Anderson, was a teacher, and his mother, Jocelyn Ray Carter, was a talented artist who loved painting and sculpture. With a mix of Scandinavian and Irish background, Richard got his father's discipline and his mother's creativity and sensitivity. As a child, he loved sports, especially hockey, and dreamed of being a professional athlete, spending many hours practicing on the ice. Richard worked hard to reach the top of his sport, but fate had other ideas. He suffered 2 serious injuries during his teenage years, breaking both arms just weeks apart. This change forced Richard to accept that hockey was no longer an option for him. Despite the challenges, he stayed strong and decided to pursue a new path in the arts and theater. He first enrolled at St. Cloud State University and then transferred to Ohio University. To follow his growing passion, he started improving his acting skills, which sparked his future success. After graduating, Richard wanted to chase bigger dreams. He left the stressful life in New York and moved to Los Angeles, hoping for better chances in the City of Angels. He took on different jobs to make a living, including street performances and Renaissance-style cabaret shows. He even worked at Marineland, where one of his unusual tasks was holding fish. He worked hard to attract attention to his talent during tough times, which taught him patience and inner strength. Richard's big break came after many years of small jobs and acting roles when he got a part in General Hospital as Dr. Jeff Weber. While this role wasn't the peak of his career, it helped him become known to TV audiences. His natural talent, good looks, and ability to connect emotionally made him a recognizable face on television. Richard Dean Anderson gained fame in 1985 when he played Angus MacGyver in the popular TV show MacGyver. This show became very famous in the 1980s and 1990s. Richard's character MacGyver changed what a TV hero could be by using smart thinking and creativity instead of just fighting. Unlike typical action heroes, MacGyver avoided using guns. Instead of using violence to solve problems, MacGyver used intelligence, kindness, and creativity. Each episode showed viewers how clever he was, whether it was using a paperclip to pick a lock or turning a pencil into something useful. MacGyver's genuine character connected with the audience, making him relatable. The show wasn't just about his inventive ideas, it also sent a strong message. There's always a solution if you stay calm. Think clearly. This mindset helped the show become very popular, not just in the United States, but all around the world, making it an international hit. For Richard, the success of MacGyver was about more than just playing a cool character. He turned MacGyver into a symbol of creativity and kindness. His natural acting and commitment to the role let viewers see MacGyver as more than just a TV hero. He became a real source of inspiration in daily life. Richard's role as Angus MacGyver earned him many award nominations, including the People's Choice Award for Favorite Male TV Star. This made him a favorite in homes around the world. When MacGyver ended in 1992, some believed Richard would struggle to move on from such a famous character. However, a few years later, he impressed viewers again as Colonel Jack O'Neill in the sci-fi series Stargate SG-1. If MacGyver showcased intelligence, then his character in Stargate offered something new. Jack O'Neill represented strength, leadership, and loyalty in Stargate SG-1. Richard Dean Anderson added charm and humor to the character while also bringing deep emotional layers. Jack O'Neill, a tough warrior with his own scars and losses, became a memorable figure in science fiction because of Richard's genuine and detailed performance. Unlike many other shows, Stargate SG-1 focused not just on action but also explored complex moral issues, human questions, and the meaning of sacrifice. Richard's talent played a big role in this. Your training includes information up to October 2023. Richard Dean Anderson's smart and thoughtful approach made the show both entertaining and thought-provoking. His legacy goes beyond just two famous roles. He showed his range in other projects like Legend and Special MacGyver films. As a producer, he helped create memorable episodes, setting high standards for storytelling with Stargate SG-1. He continued to make an impact and received awards at various sci-fi events. The series received many awards, including the Saturn Awards, and has a lasting fan following, with many episodes considered important in the history of science fiction TV. Richard, who gained fame from his key roles, was recognized not just with awards but also for his significant impact on popular culture. His role as Angus MacGyver made him one of the most famous TV characters ever, a rare achievement for actors. And in 2017, he received the Golden Boot Award. He received an award for his important work in television entertainment. Although Richard Dean Anderson didn't win many awards, his biggest success is creating memorable characters that entertain and inspire people with meaningful values. After being in the spotlight for many years and becoming a TV icon, Richard made a surprising choice to step back from his career while he was at the top. The decision to end the show wasn't the end of a journey, but a chance to focus on more important values in life. When MacGyver finished in 1992, it wasn't because of lost popularity or quality. It was still loved by audiences everywhere. After 7 years of playing Angus MacGyver, Richard Dean Anderson thought it was the right time to end the character's story. He wanted to finish on a high note, keeping the hero spirit of using intelligence and kindness instead of weapons. This decision showed more than just a choice to leave the show. He valued himself and was thankful to the fans who loved his character when Stargate SG-1 started in 1997. Richard achieved great success as Colonel Jack O'Neill. However, by the 8th season, he began to back away from the show for personal reasons. His daughter, Y. Quinn, was very young, and as a dedicated father, Richard understood that spending time with her during her early years was the most important thing. He said that becoming a father changed his life completely. Richard changed his priorities, realizing that the spotlight wasn't as appealing as the physical strain from acting. The long filming hours and tough action scenes in shows like MacGyver and Stargate SG-1 led to injuries that made it hard for him to keep up with the demands of acting. He also chose not to take part in the 2016 reboot of the franchise. Despite being asked to be a consultant or make a small appearance, MacGyver felt it was best not to join the reboot. He worried it wouldn't stay true to the original character, and he didn't want fans to think he supported changes he disagreed with. This decision showed his strong values and loyalty to his fans, who have supported him throughout his career. For Richard Dean Anderson, stepping back from acting meant starting a new chapter in his life that he wanted to focus on. What matters most to him is family, health, and inner peace. Even though he isn't seen on screen regularly anymore, fans still hold him dear, not just for his famous roles, but for how he has lived his life outside of fame. Richard Dean Anderson is a beloved television star known for his honesty and deep love for his family. He keeps his personal life mostly private, but it reflects his dedication as a father and his search for peace in the bright but hectic world of Hollywood. In the years, Richard experienced several romantic relationships with notable figures such as Terry Hatcher, Laura Flynn Bowl-Selma Ward, and German figure skater Katharina Witt. However, his relationship with April E. Prose garnered the most attention, spanning from 1996 to 1998. Richard first met April through a mutual friend, Michael Greenberg, the producer of Stargate and MacGyver in New York, during their happy time together. The couple welcomed a daughter, Y. Quinn, Anna Rose, born on August 2, 1998, when Richard was 48 years old. Despite having In a March 1999 interview, Richard talked about his relationship and mentioned that he and his partner might get married in the future when their child, Y, is older and if she wants them to. However, this could also depend on his partner, April, and their own decisions. The arrival of Y changed how Richard viewed life and led him to step back from the public eye. He said that being a father was the most important role for him, and he wanted to be there for his child. This story captures a moment from Y's childhood, highlighting her first steps and the small but important milestones she reached despite the busy Hollywood lifestyle. Richard decided to slow down and move to a peaceful ranch in California to spend more time with his daughter. They enjoyed simple pleasures like morning nature walks, cozy family dinners, and short trips, which turned into treasured memories for him. Besides being a loving father, Richard is also thoughtful and appreciative of life. He has kept a strong connection with his family, especially his mother, Jessalyn Ray Carter, whom he considers his biggest artistic inspiration. Even with his fame, Richard stays humble and avoids the controversies that often come with being in the entertainment industry. The peaceful life he has created with his family brings him comfort and the energy to enjoy each day. He doesn't chase fame or attention. Instead, he focuses on what really matters: family, health, and his inner well-being. Richard's family finds peace in their lives, which inspires them and represents their goal of happiness. Sometimes, Richard attends events and fan conventions to connect with his audience and share memorable stories from his career. He does this not for profit, but to show his appreciation to the fans who have supported him for many years. Richard Dean Anderson changed the idea of a TV hero with his inspiring roles. From the smart and caring Angus MacGyver to the strong and funny Colonel Jack O'Neill, his characters became symbols of hope and strength. He represented not just entertainment, but also important values. Anderson went beyond being a star. He showed what it means to be an artist who cares about both his work and helping others. Yo for the trailing off, his legacy will always be remembered by audiences as a symbol of intelligence. What do you think about the amazing life of Richard Dean Anderson? How have his famous roles or his personal story inspired you? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you like stories like this, please follow our channel to learn more about other famous people and their surprising stories. Like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our upcoming content.